In terms of raw space, Saudi Arabia is an enormous country. Its largest city, Riyadh, is home to more than 5 million people, and it is situated in the middle of a vast desert. Like the kingdom's other two large cities, Dammam, which is home to around 1 million people, and Jeddah, home to around 3.5 million people, Riyadh is not surrounded by any landform that might impede its expansion. And yet it is the site of a significant housing crisis, with sky-high prices preventing a young population from owning their homes, and high rents compelling many into a cycle of being unable to save. The Saudi government has undertaken significant reforms in the housing sector to address these issues and create prosperity through ownership for its citizens. When you drive through any of Saudi Arabia's major cities, you're bound to notice large plots of empty land in areas where you expect heavy development. This is because there is no land tax in Saudi Arabia. Speculators would buy empty land and spend nothing on it, merely waiting to sell it a few years later at a huge profit. The lack of a land tax meant that owners had little incentive to risk developing housing on their land when it was easier to simply sell it. It also fueled a speculative market that drove land prices, and therefore housing prices, up and up year after year. Majd al-Hogail, the Minister of Housing, has embarked on a wholesale reordering of the housing sector that touches almost every aspect of owning, building, or buying a place to live. A land tax has been implemented, and prices have already fallen dramatically. Landowners are turning to developers to build on their land, which avoids the tax. This alone should go a long way to addressing chronic undersupply in the Saudi market. Several key authorities have been established, including a homeowners association, the Real Estate General Authority, and a reformed national housing company, among others. The government has shifted strategies from building housing itself to supporting loans and mortgages that will enable the private sector to supply demand. The ministry hopes to increase housing ownership by Saudi nationals to 70% by 2030, from 47% today. Through this whirlwind of changes in the housing sector, a new generation of Saudis should have very much improved access to housing. That's a major change.